Hey there, it's Ashley here. Welcome to Createful Art. Today we're going to be painting a watercolor flower. And so let's just get started with that. I would like you guys to grab some watercolor paper. I also want you guys to get some paints. I'm using the cheapest paints I think possible you can find at the store. So there's no excuses here. Okay, what else you need are some brushes. Notice that these are not the most expensive brushes. I want you guys to see that you can create artwork with cheap stuff. Also want you to grab a crayon, a white crayon or a white pastel, some water, palette, paper towel. That's all you need. So let's get started. First of all, you're going to take your pastel, your crayon, whatever you're using. We're going to make sure that the focus of the flower is going to be about here in this corner area. So what I'm going to do is start drawing just a, like it looks like a spider. Just a small little spider. I don't know if you can see that, you probably can't, but that's what it is. Then I'm going to just take this and I'm going to make dots. Wherever I make these dots, it's going to be white. Now I'm going to take my pastel and I'm going to do a squiggly line around all of that. You won't be able to see any of this, I'm sorry. But you know what, it doesn't even matter if yours looks different. Now I'm going to go down here, farther away, and I'm going to do a squiggly line. And I've stopped there. Now I'm going to put a squiggly line right here and I'm going to go in. Squiggly line, in. Squiggly line, in. So where I'm putting the squiggly line is going to be the petal, the outside of the petal. I'm going to take a squiggly line and just go around very large on the outside and skip over some areas. Okay, that's it. Now you're going to get your brush wet and you're going to get some areas here wet because you're going to be wanting to do wet on wet. It means wet paper with wet watercolors makes a blurry effect and you're just going over the flower. So I'm going to grab my red here and I'm just going to let it, just dab it and let it kind of go where it wants to go. See where the white of the pastel is keeping the color off of it? Now we're going to add some orange. And it's going to blend together with the red in some areas. I'm avoiding the middle because that's going to have some purple. Very just loose and impressionistic. Okay, see where the white is? This will end up looking like something, I promise. Right here I'm going to start trying to shape it a little bit more. Now notice that this is dry and this is wet. So what I'm doing now is wet on dry, okay? That gives sharp edges. With watercolors, everything looks brighter when it's wet, and then it will end darker, and then it will dry lighter. So up here I want some green, and I want it to be blurry. So I'm just going to add a little green. I'm going to add some yellow to kind of give it a different color of green. And I'm going to leave this white because I want the eye to kind of go through here. The important part of this painting is that you take some time and you just be creative. Okay, I'm going to take this flower and I'm going to start moving out this way with a lot of color. This is a big flower. It actually goes way down here. So I was focusing a lot on the inner part of the flower. This is very, 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 very loose. Now, this is all very light, so we're going to add some contrast going to add some contrast with some purple. Now I want this center to be dry because I want it to be very detailed. So where it's mostly detailed and the most contrast is the first place your eye is going to go. And it's going to be a lighter purple in here, but very dark in the center. So I could actually take a minute and make some blackish purple. There we go. That's perfect. That's what I want, and I'm going to bring that out here. And remember how I had some of that white? It's going to move away from that. See how it's bleeding right there? That's because that's still wet. So I need to wait for that to dry. Let me show you how you can easily fix this. Just take a paper towel and lift off the color. Simple. It also dries what's underneath. So I can go in now and give it more detail. See that? I'm gonna take this cheapo brusho here. I'm gonna give it some splats. Pretty cool, huh? And I want some big drips. And I kind of have to strategically put those where I want them. See, it's wet and it's going to flow through there. I really like that look. Yours is going to totally look different than mine because you're not me right now. So don't worry about it. Now this still is the center here, and I'm going to bring in this color for the most contrast and kind of let it go through there. Add some purple and red together. So now I'm going to put some of the darkness through here. Okay, and I want this wet on wet as well, so I'm going to go through, add some water. If you're following along and I'm going too fast, just feel free to pause. I want this to be more red. I can even add a little bit of black to make it darker. Go. Let that just kind of very contrasty. Let's see if I can get this darker. Okay. And I'm going to do some drip here. So I'm going to kind of show where I want the drips to go. I want the drips to kind of splash out, give it some character, splash this way. So I'm going to show it where I want it to go by painting where I want the drips. Okay, then I add my color, and it's going to follow that. Okay, see how it's going to flow with it? See that? Well, it's flowing. It's following the water. It's also following where I'm putting the page. I'd like to add some yellow up here. To make it a little fun. Oh, I need my cheapo brusho for this. Make it a little fun here. Put some splash. Splash. Do it. Some wispies. Part of painting is just going with the flow. Just seeing what your paint and your mind want to create together. That's what makes it fun. So now we gotta come in and give it some definition through here. Okay, so poppies kind of have this squiggly shape through here, and then it comes down and it has lines. So as long as we do that, it's gonna look like a poppy. Okay, so this is going to be the whiter part, so we're going to add the shadow under here. Don't want it to be a perfect line. Okay, and then soften it. And then do the same thing up here. Definition line. Okay, so this is a lot of white here, so you're just going to stretch this color. Right, green down here, splashes, green right here. Told you this was gonna just be fast. So a little bit of green right here. Soften that a little bit through there. Just needs some color. I just add this. And I want orange actually. I'm too late now. Remember, that's gonna dry lighter, but if you don't like how dark it is, dab it. See? Over it, take out the texture. I want some more splashes. See how fun this can be? Not really having anything in mind. I want to come through here and give it that definition I couldn't give it earlier. You could just keep going and going, playing with this until it's exactly what you want. I hope you guys enjoyed painting your flower with me. Go ahead and give this a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe. Check out these other lessons, and I will see you next time. Bye!